Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're just going to have a little bit of fun. I've decided that I'm going to reorder the track list of Sabrina Carpenter's phenomenal album, Short and Sweet. Now before we go any further, I do want to say I've gotten this idea from the Swiftologist, who's one of my favourite YouTubers, especially pop culture, for Taylor Swift and all that kind of stuff. He reshuffles Taylor Swift's albums and reorders the track list to kind of make a story, and I've kind of done that with Short and Sweet. I've basically organised all the songs into different emotions or topics, and then I've put them all back into a track list. But instead of them being the original track list with the original 13 tracks or the 4 extra bonus tracks, I've reshuffled them to make a story, make it more cohesive, and honestly an easier listen. A few other things I've done. So when I was ordering it, I decided to disregard whoever the song was speculated to be about. So whether they were about one muse or another muse doesn't matter for me. I put all the love songs together, all the sad slash breakup songs, and all the snarky songs together, and they've all been split into chunks, three very obvious parts: love songs, breakup song, snarky songs after you've processed the breakup. And I've made sure not to cut any songs from the track list. I was this close to cutting one song, because if I was placing it in one place, a lyric in it would contradict that placement. So I'd move it to another place, a lyric in that would contradict that other placement. So I just stuck it at the end, which does kind of make sense with what I've been doing, but I just know it was this close to being cut. So stay tuned to the end to find out if your favourite Short and Sweet song was about to be cut. Anyway, enough yapping, let's get into this reorganised track list. So track 1 is 15 minutes. Now, 15 minutes has been interpreted quite smartly, to be honest, that it's mostly about Sabrina Carpenter commenting on the 15 minutes of fame, how she's finally got her 15 minutes of fame with this new era. She's now finally in the spotlight and she's going to fade quickly. And she's saying, well, I can do a lot with those 15 minutes I've got. I'm going to release an album, smash hit, deluxe album, have an absolutely successful tour, have a high profile relationship, etc., etc., etc. And there are obviously sexual innuendos in this, and hints to her being in love, but those lyrics kind of seem to me as her saying it to just the men out there who she might want to date or who want to date her. Only going to take two to make you finish. I feel like that's her making a promise rather than saying it to the person. And that's kind of why I think. And also, it's such a good track to open a record. Then track 2 is Busy Woman. Now, Busy Woman is kind of similar to 15 minutes, where I kind of feel like, and again, this is my own interpretation, my own opinion, you can disagree. I kind of interpret the lyrics to be like her saying to someone who she's not yet in a relationship with, but she's saying all the promises or saying what will happen in the relationship if they reject her, which is kind of what Busy Woman is about. But because Busy Woman is more focused on the love side of things than fame and the 15 minutes of it all, that's why I put it after 15 minutes, because it's kind of 15 minutes, she's in the public, she's getting 15 minutes of fame, she's seen a few boys here and there, one of them she's got close to, she's saying to them, if you reject me, I'll be your worst nightmare just like a daydream. And because of those lyrics, it makes me think she's saying it to someone she is has asked out, and now before they say anything, she's I need to tell you all this though. It doesn't sound like she's in a relationship in this kind of song, or at least the way she's written it. Okay, track 3 is Slim Pickings. Now, this song always screamed to me as a song that you put at the end of the record or towards the end of the record, which is where it originally was. However, Slim Pickings is about the protagonist settling with a guy who may not be the best for her, right for her. However, all the good guys are taken or dead, and the rest of them are trash. She has to settle with this one guy, and it kind of feels like she's this is the start of a relationship. She's well, I couldn't get any of the guys I really, really wanted or would be perfect for me, so I'm going to settle with this guy, and it kind of feels like the start of a relationship. Oh well, try with them, I'm going to settle with this one, see how that goes, which is what I explore with the next few songs. Yeah, that's why I kind of put Slim Pickings after Busy Woman, because Busy Woman, she's just about to be asked the person out, or she's telling them what will happen if they reject her, etc., etc. And then Slim Pickings, she's just starting the relationship, or even not even started. She's just commenting on the fact that there's no one right for her. So track 4 is Espresso. I love this song, you can never take it away from me, greatest song ever created. Now this song does give 15 minutes in a way where it's commenting not necessarily on fame, but kind of her job. I'm working as a singer, but there are lyrics in it that suggest that in this time period of Espresso, she's in a relationship, or in a newly formed relationship, whereas 15 minutes, she's talking about what she could do in a relationship. Like an espresso, she's I've got this one boy and he won't stop calling. The guy's obsessed with her, the guy from Slim Pickens, and she says, I've got this one guy, which means she's got him, but and if the relationship is newly formed because they're obsessed with each other, or at least he's obsessed with her. And you can place this around where 15 minutes is, because she does talk about how soft skin, I'll perfume it for you, which can point to her being like, oh, these are promises I'm going to make for you, or things that I'm going to do for you, which again is 15 minutes. But there are, of course, the one lyric I mentioned, I've got this one boy and he won't stop calling, but also now he's thinking about me every night, oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. The I guess so does kind of point to Slim Pickens, where she's like, I guess it's nice that this one guy's still, even though he's not totally right for me. Okay, so track 5 is Bedchem, again, one of my favourite songs. Now this song does come across to me as a early stage of a relationship, but definitely you're past the starting point. Like Slim Pickings and Espresso are like the very, very start. Slim Pickings even before, as I've mentioned. Bedchem does feel a bit more like these early stages, but you're now kind of comfortable in the relationship. However, some people might say, I bet we'd have really good bedchem, as her suggesting to the guy, oh, we're going to have a great time, suggesting that it's this is a more of an earlier stage. But immediately after that, she says, how you pick me up, pull them down, turn me around, oh, it just makes sense. It does suggest that they've already done it at this point. However, there are also lyrics in the bridge, I bet we're both arrived at the same time, but the thermostat set at 69. That could suggest the earlier stages. So obviously these early stage songs, they can all be really interchangeable. I just put it in this way because I like the track listing order and how it sonically goes. Track 6 is Juno. Now this one I really will put after Bedchem, because Juno, she's saying, I might let you make me Juno. If you don't know Juno, I think it was a film about a pregnant lady. I think that's all I know about it. I might let you make me Juno, I might let you make me pregnant, because they're having such a good time. The relationship is going really, really well. You know, the sex was so good that, you know what, I might even let myself get pregnant by you. So again, this does feel more further down the line. I think you wouldn't say that at the start. So that's why I would place that one after Bedchem. And again, I love the way it flows. Track 7 is Good Graces. So this is where we start to see the very small cracks in the relationship. You might be wondering why we see the cracks in Good Graces. Well, in Good Graces, Sabrina is saying to the boy she's in love with, oh, you better be a good man to me. You better not cheat on me. You stay in my good graces. You stay in my good eye. Don't like do any like bad and cause me to like hate you. Otherwise, I will just go off and love someone else. I will leave you faster than anyone has ever done in their life. And her kind of saying this makes me feel like, oh, she started to notice the very, very small bits of questionable behavior. And she's like, you better stay in my good graces. But then track 8 is Please, Please, Please. Good graces is kind of Sabrina threatening the boy to be good. Please, Please, Please is her pleasing, obviously. She's saying, please just don't embarrass me. Shows how the cracks are becoming bigger in the relationship, because the threats in Good Graces have clearly not worked. So now she's pleading with all her heart and life for this guy to just please just not embarrass her, and at least just be good in public, because maybe then she'll have some sense of, oh, maybe it could work out. Which leads nicely onto track 9, which is Bad Reviews. Now, in my short and sweet deluxe reaction, I kind of talked about how Slim Pickens, Please, 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 and Bad Reviews kind of came in a chronological order, and that's kind of the way the relationship went on. And I've kept it in that order. So Slim Pickens comes first in a few songs, then Please, 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 and then Bad Reviews. In Bad Reviews, Sabrina is literally holding on to this relationship for dear life. She is saying, I've heard all the bad reviews out of this guy, and that kind of links to Slim Pickens, where this guy wasn't the best for her, wasn't the best in general, and the bad reviews she heard kind of were making her think, okay, maybe he's not the best, but I'll have to settle them anyway. She's now thinking about his bad reviews again, but she's willing to see past them, hoping his red flag will turn blue, like trying to close an eye. And this kind of comes after Please, Please, Please to me, because again, in this song, I think she's hanging on for dear life. Whereas in Please, 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 it was like she's still kind of confident it working. Like, sure, there could be something that goes terribly wrong, but like, you know, it could work out. But in Bad Reviews, it's going downhill really quickly. This kind of goes nicely into track 10, which is Lie to Girls. In Lie to Girls, Sabrina talks about how you don't have to lie to girls about like cheating or doing bad stuff or getting with women or just being embarrassing, because they'll cover it all up with themselves in their head. Now, Lie to Girls is kind of, for me, similar to Bad Reviews, as well as like she's hanging onto the ship for dear life. But in Lie to Girls, the ship has sunk, but she's still on it, being delusional and trying to make it work. Where in reality, the relationship is gone because she's now having to lie for him cheating or being a bad person or doing bad things. So the relationship hasn't ended at this point, but it's basically dead. This kind of leads into dumb and poetic. The reason I put them in poetic here and not like somewhere later on is because of the very last lyric. Just because you leave like one doesn't make you a man. That lyric is kind of the point of the breakup. There's no real song that describes the breakup happening in this album. We have Bad Reviews, Dumb and Poetic, and Lighter Girls. And again, as I've said, I don't care who the muses are about, that I'm just putting them in order that sounds correct, makes sounds nice sonically, and just the lyrics kind of go together. And Dumb and Poetic is kind of Sabrina doing a foot kind of like thinking about not the relationship as a whole, that comes later with another song, but in Dumb and Poetic she's thinking about the guy as a whole and thinking about why she fell in love with him. Yours, Dumb and Poetic, just what I fall for, like the aesthetic, what he's like, I promise a mushroom not changing your life, to let her collar. So this is kind of her like doing her survey kind of the man. And this is, and I feel like this is the song where she's like deciding throughout the song, you're not a man, you do all this crazy and at the end, just because you leave like one doesn't make you a man. Now obviously this is about a different muse, and in like Bad Reviews it kind of makes me think about Sabrina leaving the other one. However in Dumb Poetic it sounds like the other muse left Sabrina, which again does make it a bit weird, but it's what's going to happen because I don't want to have to like make two love stories. I want it to all flow as love, breakup, snarky songs like the post breakup. Okay, so track 12 is Don't Smile. Now, Don't Smile does feel like an album closer to me. It's obviously, it was the original album closer and it just gives that, especially with the fade out, and I love the song by the way. However, in the song she's like, smile because it happened, cry because it's over, I want you to love me. Now this kind of feels like we've officially broken up, it's happened, it's now this kind of feel that we've officially broken up in Dumb kind of at the in between Dumb and Poetic and Don't Smile. They've broken up and now she's like reflecting on it and now she wants the other guy, he wants the guy to miss her, and she's like, I'm not going to smile because it happened, I'm crying because it's over, because she kind of, we really loved the relationship most of the time. Like Espresso, Beckham, Juno, even Good Graces in some ways. It was very fun for her, it was very like up and down. She's like reminiscing in Don't Smile about kind of about a relationship. It's only at the start of the reflection. The full kind of relationship reflection to me kind of comes in track 13, which is Sharpest Tool. Sharpest Tool is like Sabrina talking about how the relationship fell apart. We were going right, we took a left me with a lot of second guess always another year, wondering if this was casual and I'm an idiot. It kind of feels like she's like reflecting on what happened. And like, we'll never talk about how you found God at the ex's house, made sure the phone was face down, seems like an overnight just a you hate now. Again, just the way it's written makes me feel like it is a full relationship autopsy later on. Poetic is her thinking about the guy and realizing he's terrible, breaking up. Don't Smile is her like reminiscing and just like it's like her starting to do the reflection, just like the love kind of element and how she misses that like crazy love. And then Sharpest Tool is like her thinking about the breakdown of the relationship, like kind of the entire relationship, but mostly the breakdown, especially in that last verse. Now, after this like relationship reflection and her reflecting on the how the relationship broke down and just like the relationship in general with the past three songs, we're going to start moving into the snarkier side of the record. We only have a few songs left. Track 14 is Coincidence. Coincidence is kind of like Sharpest Tool, where she's like talking about how the relationship broke down and the specific event of the guy going back to his ex and cheating. However, it's done in a way more snarkier, funnier, cheekier way, and that's why I put it after it, because this is like after Sharpest Tool, I feel like that's her fully healing and reflecting on it. And a Coincidence, she's mad. She's like really mad. Like she's finished grieving the relationship. She's over it. And now she's just mad and she just wants to take him down. But track 15 is Taste. And this song is Sabrina talking about how her ex got back together with his ex, and now she's like, you're gonna have to taste me. And this is more addressing the girl rather than the guy. And I put it here because it just gave, I'm over this relationship, I don't care anymore, I'm just gonna be funny about it, and I'm just gonna say you're gonna have to taste me. She's gonna be like getting at them, and she's just like mad and angry, but she also just doesn't care anymore. But the final song, track 16, is Couldn't Make It Any Harder. Now this song was such a pain to place. Originally, when I was like first like started to build the track list, I was crossing off songs and I realized I forgot it. With like it was in the sad song category, and I was like, I'm doing all the sad songs right now, and I kind of forgot it. But then I was like, okay, where should I place it? But then when I placed it in like earlier on in the track list, like with like slim pickings or whatever, it just didn't really make sense to me to go there. It just kind of contradicted it. The main lyric that kind of made me change, kind of made me want to put it at the end, and not with like slim picking. Kind of does give that. Is I was easier than I am now. Would have folded, but I can't now. That could kind of be a comment on fame, but like 15 minutes. However, it does kind of give. I was easier in relationships, now I'm not. And I kind of see that as her talking about the relationship, or at least in my trackless context. It's like this relationship, I was really easy in this relationship. I fell headfirst into it. I settled with a guy who wasn't even good for me, who had bad reviews, etc. But now, having this experience, she's now way harder to please. You can't really get her as much. And then she's like, for the graveyard in my stomach. I think the graveyard kind of symbolizes the broken dead relationships in the past, specifically this one. She's also saying I couldn't make it any harder to love me, as she's mentioned. I was easier, but now I just am very restricted and closed off when it comes to love because of this like kind of love that not really traumatized her, but really tainted her view of love. Like really did, at least again in my track list order. I was this close to cutting the song, as I said, the contradictions, but I really like the idea of ending with taste, but I wanted to include every song, so I put it here. Could just make the most sense. But anyway, guys, that is my full track list of Short and Sweet. This video is actually quite long. I did not expect it to be this long, but here is the full final track list. 15 minutes, Busy Woman, Slim Pickings, Espresso, Bedchem, Juno, Good Graces, Please Please Please, Bad Reviews, Lie to Girls, Dumb and Poetic, Don't Smile, Sharpest Tool, Coincidence, Taste, and Couldn't Make It Any Harder. Let me know what you guys think. And I have actually made this entire track list into a playlist on Spotify. It currently is private, and I'm going to make it public. So if you do really want to listen to it, I'll try and remember to leave a link in the description to where you can go find it. If you just search up A Short and Sweet Story, that is the title of this. I really like that title, A Short and Sweet Story on Spotify. It should come up. So it should be easy to find, and it has this picture. I'm really proud of it and I really like it. So yeah, I'm gonna make it public right now. Okay, so here it is. So if I scroll down, make public. I'm just gonna click that, and it's now been made public. So if you just search up A Short and Sweet Story, and it's got a little kiss because obviously it should come up. I do say, if before you judge this track and say it's absolutely stupid, rubbish, ridiculous, I say go and listen to it because I do like the pacing of it, and I personally really like how it flows sonically. And if you don't agree, make your own track list. It's really simple, and I'd love to if you do make your own, please share a link to the playlist in the comments because I'd love to listen to it and see how you do. I really love doing this video. I love like making it. It was so fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Have any other albums you want me to do, please leave a comment below. I have already started planning another album, but that won't be for another few months. And it is causing me a lot of issues. So for this track list. But anyway, hope you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.